Hi guys, this is Starcraft and welcome to yet another Starcraft English commentary. We're watching StarcastTV Starleague round of 32 Group G, losers set 1 TVT matchup played between JYJ and Scan on the map Vermeer. JYJ is in the orange color located at the top left corner of the screen. His opponent Scan is cross-spawning from him at the bottom right, and we're gonna be seeing a kind of a proxy-ish or very forward barracks by Scan in the middle of the map. But unfortunately for him, JYJ is not going for any kind of econ-oriented build. He's got a barracks floating, inside his main, ready to float out, and also going for gas. So yeah, he's not going to be going for any command center, so there's nothing to be exploited by this build by Scan. But that doesn't say that Scan is in a disadvantage. The early barracks will provide very nice vision of his enemy's base. When he needs to see exactly what's happening on the other side of the map. JYJ is going to have a long way to go until he knows exactly what's happening. Early scouts though from JYJ, but the final timing is about the same for both of these players. Factory coming down, factory coming down for both players. Keep in mind when you go for this forward barracks, you lose a couple of mineral patches. And that might kind of trigger a kind of a butterfly effect later. So if you're not able to discover your enemy's base, Marine completely missed the SVC, and now the forward barracks is discovered, is revealed, and I think that JWJ is going to have ample defense against this. The Marine that's still fumbling in the dark here. Two Marines already looking forward to intercept inside of JYJ's base, and he's gone for a command center right off of this because he knows exactly that he's got enough forces to defend. He didn't see the floating barracks or his enemy's barracks getting lifted up just yet, but he will see it soon. So earlier command center from JYJ. I think we have a vulture coming out or something like that. No, we don't have it just yet inside of scan space. So there's an orange dot dancing around trying to block the command center from going up, but now it died. Anyways, in TVT matchup, as you know, the supply differences or the base differences in the early stages and even in mid stage of the game are not really important. What is more important is tactical decisions, where to strike, dropship maneuvers, and sometimes tech choices. Because if you surprise your enemy by a quick starport and go for cloak wraith, when your enemy doesn't have enough anti-air defenses, they can lose a lot of tanks, 3-4 tanks in one attack. Oh my god, this early vultures is allowed to go in here and take out one SCV. The second SCV is going to be falling, and maybe a third. We're going to be seeing the returning vulture, but that vulture is taking out so many units, 4 units, 4 SCVs, and now all the way in the back as well. And oh my freaking god, Scan is up by 3 supply. I'm very happy for Scan. Because of course he's also an amateurish player compared to JYJ, but he's been doing so well in this game, and of course this is the best of 3, so that is not to affirm anything. But the early command center from JYJ is no longer earlier. They finished at around the same time, and a single vulture from Scan was able to do a lot of damage. Counterattack by JYJ has got 2 vultures, 2 marines, or 3 vultures maybe, yeah. Those looks like 3 vultures without speed. We have 2 defending vultures already and a marine. So that's 2 marines gonna be, so it's gonna be fine for Scan to defend against this. JYJ is still shooting back up in supply. So yeah, but no, Scan comes back on supply. So it's kind of very back and forth, but I still get the advantage a little bit to Scan here. Looks like 3 factories coming out for Scan on the other side of the map. We're seeing at least 2 factories from JYJ and something else in the center. It might be an armory or maybe a 3rd factory, I'm not so sure. Mine technology has finished by JYJ, and he's the first player to start to lay mines and get some vision around the mid area. Looks like vulture with speed just kicks in for Scan. He's got 6 vultures. What does his enemies got? 1 tank and 5 vultures, so that's fine. But at least Scan is going to be able to lay some mines of his own. He's gonna try to come in, he take out the SCVs, and that's it, retreat home. He's trying to focus on his enemy's vultures. He might be successful, I don't know. Just 1 tank remaining, he's gonna start to lay some mines or something. At least going for the SCV might be a good idea, but now it's gonna be time to run home because that tank is really buffy. I would have focused the attention on the forward SCV's building a supply depot there. It might be a better investment. Scan is now up by about 10 supplies. He's full vultures, but if he doesn't get enough economic damage done, and the tank count from JWG is gonna start to pile up and start to make a difference. Why isn't mine technology done for Scan? That is the question for me. I think it should be done soon. Yeah, for the time being, he's gonna start to make earlier. No, I was gonna say on the minimap you see some green stuff moving towards the 3 o'clock position. I thought it was an SCV, but that was just another vulture. So no early command center from Scan, even though he's got a little bit of map control. Finally, mine done from Scan as well. He's got a crap ton of vultures, like not 20, but maybe 15 vultures, and he's gonna prevent his enemy from moving out with the tanks for the time being. But in TVT, map control doesn't really mean anything unless you have some kind of siege precision. Looks like vultures circumvented the tanks altogether. It starts to lay some mine and buy a lot of time. And oh my god, these mines are gonna buy so much time. The tank on the high ground is gonna get attacked. Can the vultures get up on the high ground? If they can, it's gonna be terrible. A lot more mines coming through. Yes, and now disruption in the mining activities and expansion as well for JYJ. And Scan is definitely still in the lead here. He killed a lot of stuff, but he lost a lot of army, so he needs to make up for it because 3 tanks, 2 Goliaths are very, very strong. And if JYJ pushes across the map now and he's able to clear the minefield, he might be able to at least, well, do some economic damage or box his enemy inside and make him unable to take 3rd base. And he moves now, but some mines are in preparation. Alright, but anyways, JYJ looks like he's doing quite well with the mine clearance, even without the support of Scans. Not the Scan player, but Scan the technology. And he's gonna start to move now. Vultures are looking to kind of circumvent the units again, which happens 2 times already. JYJ move out, and there were gaps in his defensive lines, and Scan just comes in and exploit that gap. We have a nice mine clearing here situation, but a lot of vultures, they might try to surround these units. Alright, the huge push from JYJ has commenced here. JYJ with 84 supplies, Scan with 76, so I don't know if the economic damage done by Scan was sufficient or not, because he's got no tanks. His first tank is here, but his enemy's got 4 tanks, and pushing hard. He's gonna have to defend like hard against this push here. He's still allowed to take another base. No, that base is gonna get forced to get cancelled. At the 5 o'clock position, the command center is gonna get assaulted a little bit, but Goliaths and tanks coming through, and there's no way Scan could take this base. His enemy still hasn't taken another base though, so at least that is a kind of a food for comfort here. Supply-wise, JYJ is shooting up to 90 supplies, so I think Scan kind of win the tactical battles, but he lost the macro battle. And the oh my god, that's a nice mine debag, or mine hitting your own units or whatever. Alright, looks like the 3rd command center for JYJ has started at the 11 o'clock position, so he's converting his military advantage into economic advantage. But Scan is not behind, he's also building the replacement 3rd command center at the 3 o'clock position. Looks like Scan is allowed to breathe a little bit as JYJ's forces return home and try to secure his own base. Science facility coming up for Scan. The game is in the mid-game situation here. We're going to be seeing some dropships being deployed. And I think that is Stork's voice there. I think Stork has been commentating in these games for a while. If you know if that is the case, please let me know, because I'm a huge fan of Stork, and I know him. I like him so much that I even recognize his voice, but I could be wrong. It sounds like Stork, but why would Stork become a caster? I mean, the only reason why I can think of is going to qualify for this tournament. I mean, that could be one possible explanation, and I don't think we saw Bisu in this tournament, so I don't know, if he just like refuses to play, or he didn't qualify, or he's busy or something like that. But yeah, 5 factories for each, 1 starport for each, command center completed for both of the players. So we're ready and heading towards the final stage of this first game. tanks, and vultures from Scan is setting up a nice perimeter near his potential 4th base. He also needs to cover his 3rd base because I don't think there's some tanks on the right corridor there. Just a couple of minefields. JYJ is looking forward for another push. JYJ is still up by about 10 supply, God knows how, because Scan did a lot of economic damage against his enemy. Yeah, but now JYJ is gonna push forward. He's looking for some kind of angle, but his enemy's got a lot of siege position. 4th command center coming up also for JYJ at the 9 o'clock position. Both of the players are juggling for position. This high ground advantage goes to Scan, and on Vermeer, as you have seen in the previous games, having a siege position on these high ground areas is just crucial for your victory. And yeah, Scan is able to kind of go around and start to build like a circle, a semi-circle around his enemy's forces here, but JYJ is pushing back hard, and Scan is content just to build a siege position here on this high ground, right on the left of his 3rd base. The map is slowly splitting into half, ladies and gentlemen, with JYJ taking the top right corner of the screen, with the exception of the 3 o'clock base, and Scan is going to take the bottom area with the exception of the 9 o'clock base. Of course, when dropships come into play, then all of those factors and parameters get turned upside down. We have 5 raids coming out of a sudden. I'm not sure if this is a surprise move or JYJ was able to scan it. Possibly he was able to scan it, but we don't see presence of Goliaths in the area. And raids can start to attack now. The tanks have been sieged for JYJ, so go ahead and attack with your raid, because we don't see any turrets or Goliaths in the back. Yeah, and finally the raids get here. 1 tank is damaged, the other tank is also very damaged, and 1 tank down, 2 tank down very quickly. And so I guess JYJ was not prepared for this cloak raid switch from his enemy. 5th base coming up, and we have a dropship coming through though. Vultures getting dropped, and this base is also getting dropped. Vultures are returning. Quite significant damage, but one of the vulture gets picked up inside the main squad. This is buying a lot of time for JYJ, but lucky for Scan, during this time he was able to set up his new bases, and they're undisturbed at the 6 o'clock position as well as at the 5 o'clock position. Okay, SCB is being transferred prematurely by JYJ. Yeah, but he won't mind that much. And now JYJ is up by about, what is this, almost 20 supply now. I don't know how this happens, because Scan has a lot more bases, at least potentially more bases, and he's got a nice grip in the mid area. He's gonna try to push forward. His raid is just gonna be clearing some buildings here in the middle map. The science vessels are present. Okay, looks like this area is likely defended. Just 2 tanks and a couple of mines, but it's gonna be very, very difficult to, I guess, just time consuming to move across. A huge counter attack from JYJ at the base here at the 3 o'clock position, but do we have some mines in place? Yeah, we do have some mines, so Scan will have a chance to go for siege position. He needs to siege now at the 3 o'clock position. He needs to siege over here as well, and he's sieging, but this siege doesn't really mean anything. Oh my god, Scan forgot about this area. He needs to siege in the back. He's got a lot of reinforcement coming through, and he's sieging very fast, and he's going to be sacking the base at the 3 o'clock position at the expense of taking out his enemies at 11 o'clock position. I don't know, because yeah, there's some vultures in there, so they will be able to kill any SCVs that come out in that area. All of the SCVs will clear out, and yeah, for the time being, JYJ is boxed inside his main, but he's dropping something to save that base. SCVs getting destroyed left and right in this base as well, but Scan has got 2 additional bases that are unattacked at all, 6 o'clock and a 5 o'clock, and he's free to transfer some of his units there. Careless by Scan to lose all of his raids, which could provide a nice anti-air defense later stage of the game. But yeah, oh my god, so many tanks are bleeding for JYJ. He can just drop some units over here. We have a single raid that is buying a lot of time. But now finally JYJ is going to push forward, and does Scan have enough, defensive power? He's got 2 dropship. He should utilize them to go for some kind of diversion tactics. This base is going to get assaulted. And now, slowly but surely, JYJ is coming in and starts to do some economic damage. 3 tanks on the other side is going to start to attack these tanks, and SCVs are going to try to surround his enemy's tanks here, but they're not sieging. What are they doing? They're just walking, back and forth, but some of the tanks are not being used, and nice D-Matrix and unsiege. This might be the final blow. Tank's gonna be losing his main. He's gonna get completely cut off from his other expansion, but he's lucky enough to be able to at least transfer some of the SCVs towards the new base. So many bases going up for Scan, man. He's got a base at the 6 o'clock position. He's got a new base at the 7 o'clock position. And if JYJ doesn't act fast, he's gonna be low. He's gonna be in economic disadvantage here because he's still on 4 bases, and his 4th base is not really mining at all. This tank siege had been completely clear out. That command center guy might get saved, and if that command center gets saved, then Scan's gonna be up by 2 bases. Got 6 bases, and then he's got only 4. That's a nice, ridiculous, healthy lead to go into the late game situation. Yeah, man, JYJ is so slow, and he doesn't have enough mobility to do any kind of economic damage here. He's gonna try to go for some harassment with some vultures. That's a nice move. Exactly, that's what you need to do when your enemy is gone for a lot of bases in very far locations. Just go for economic harassments, and he's doing just that, JYJ, and buying some time here. But yeah, this base is gonna get completely secured now. Alright, finally this new base is gonna get saved, but it's burning down. Scan need to know that that base is burning down, and he's not saving, he's not repairing it, he's just so busy. SCVs are repairing the tanks instead of the actual command center. Oh my god, how can such a mistake happen at the pro level? If he loses that base, that's really unfortunate, but he's got a lot of a lot of other bases left, and a hidden base also at the bottom left. Looks like JYJ is not seeing that base at all. He's not assaulting it, so but we still might see that dropship coming through. But before that, JYJ will have to deal with this attack from the air. This is nice critical moment, and mine's getting late, but I don't think it's enough. Counter drop might happen, but no. And JYJ is back to just 3 mining bases. Scan is doing a beautiful job of making sure his enemy is busy defending instead of staging attack against him. But now this entire group of units is gonna get destroyed, but they get picked up nicely as well. Command center is lost though, so that was nicely done. A huge counter attack, but there's already Goliaths in place. This drop is gonna get completely shut down. He can go for the expansion, which would be nice here because there's nothing here. Yeah, he goes for it. He puts on some tank and some vultures. And we're seeing the tanks from Scan scrambling to get back. I think that he can save it, but now the importance is, can he save one of the armory? Alright, battles happening everywhere here. Goliaths also getting dropped in this base, and tanks coming through to clear out some other units from both sides. But Scan is now up by about 40 supply because he's got a hidden base mining for so long at the 7 o'clock position. He's cleared the attack at his expansion and also his 3rd base, or I'm not so sure if this is the 4th base or not. Yeah, this base is completely a sword in the eye for us, the viewers, because it's right there. But JY just doesn't go there. He can just fly over there with single dropship and just take the entire thing out. Floating command center. Very interesting. JY is not giving up just yet. He's gonna try to move across the map, but he's gonna be low on scan stations now. He's only scanning out of 3 command centers instead of 4. And this drop is coming here. What does he have? What does JYJ have in defense? He's got a single tank. And he could be going for this base to just go on the high ground. Looks like he decided to go just right here and counter attack from JYJ to take out this base. This is nice, but that is just one base. Scan has like a million other bases, and now JYJ is down to, I think, officially no mining. And GG from JYJ. Nice, beautiful work by Scan. If you like the game, let's move on to the next one. See you soon. Bye bye.